Reports are coming in from Jamie Jackson and other outlets that Marcus Rashford is put up for sale and he's likely to leave Manchester United in the winter window. We'll be going through all the latest stories. We'll be talking about the likelihood of Rashford staying at Manchester United, what really should happen with Rashford, and much, much more. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and let's get straight into it. So it started off by coming out from Jamie Jackson and they said Manchester United have been marginalised. Marcus Rashford had been marginalised and been put up for sale by Manchester United as a part of a cultural reboot deemed necessary to transform the club after standards were allowed to decline for more than a decade. Rashford and Garnacho were dropped by Ruben Amorim for the squad for Sunday's derby win at Manchester City, and whereas a way back is regarded for Garnacho, the feeling is at the club that Rashford's time is up. Ruben Amorim has decided Marcus Rashford needs to leave Manchester United in the push to engineer a shift in culture throughout the club for football and non-football staff. Manchester United will countenance a cut-priced offer for Marcus Rashford. A move in January would be ideal, though his salary of £365,000 a week means only a few clubs could afford him. When assessing Amorim's candidacy after Eric Ten Hag's sack in October, Radcliffe was impressed by the Portuguese willingness to address a level of change required. But listen, looking at the time is up for Marcus Rashford. There's no way to hide for Marcus Rashford. Reports are suggesting that he would be looking to leave. We've seen the article for Plettenberg. We've seen other sources saying £40 million for Marcus Rashford. It doesn't seem like a way back for him at the football club now. He's been someone who has been at the club since the age of 7. His 11th year in first team football, and he simply just hasn't done enough. Beside that 30 goal a season, he hasn't done anything for Manchester United. Really, he's had glimpses, and even this season he's been poor. You look at his stats, you look at his work ethic, you look at his energy, it hasn't been nowhere near from what we've seen on Marcus Rashford. Now there could be things going on in his personal life which probably does affect the way that he does play, but it's not only this season, it's been constant. Last season was very poor. Like, he hasn't had many good seasons at Manchester United. And listen, we all want Rashford to succeed. He's someone who's come through the academy, come through all the ranks at Manchester United, and has faced a lot of tough times. But you look at, he just doesn't fit the system, and his increased frustration. Manchester United definitely want to get rid of him. And listen, maybe it's time for a big player to leave Manchester United. We've seen other clubs get rid of big players. You look at Liverpool, Mane was absolutely fantastic for them. Got rid of him. Aguero's gone from Man City in recent years. I know they're not comparable because they're not from the academy, but Rashford is certainly one of them. You look at, for example, Cole Palmer. You let academy player leave and it turns out to kind of bite you in the backside, but that would be certainly something I wouldn't mind taking a risk for, because he simply hasn't done enough at Manchester United. You look at his wage, £365,000 a week. He's the highest paid player at the club, and you compare him to someone like Ahmad, who's probably one of the lowest in the club. Does he warrant and does he deserve that? Absolutely not. So you've got to look at that perspective. I think if you look at Rashford, he hasn't done enough in a Manchester United shirt, and you can see Ruben Amorim is going to be ruthless. He doesn't care if you're from the academy. He just wants Manchester United to succeed, and you have to have that ruthless approach. And I think that's something where he talked about the alignment with him and Ineos. That is only one of them. Having that sort of connectability, that being on the same page is absolutely essential, and that's something that Ineos will look at. Ratcliffe lose at the previous managers have attempted a revolution but were hampered by lack of support, and is determined there will be alignment from top to bottom on the matter. Listen, it's clear. Amorim has a clear connection with the hierarchy, which has obviously the connection with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and they I think they agree that it's time for Rashford to go, and it does seem like it's time up at Manchester United. It will be very, very frustrating. As I said, I like Rashford. I think his quality, he's proven it in a tough Manchester United side, but you look at Rashford, could he be a player that Manchester United win the league with? I think he can, but we haven't seen that quality, that consistency and that ability enough for me in the Manchester United shirt. And you have to look at it as, sometimes it is best to part ways, and it would be something with Marcus Rashford for me to leave the football club. Now let me know your thoughts. Would you get rid of Marcus Rashford? But the article from Jamie Jackson, there's not only been that one, it's been from Plettenberg, it's been from the Times, I've seen BBC reported. There's a lot of sort of stories coming out about Marcus Rashford at the minute, his lifestyle off the pitch. Listen, he's got to have a big turnaround from now really until the summer. I don't think he will go in January. I think that is way too early. And I don't think Amorim will let him go in January. But from now until the summer, he's got to have a real turnaround and show that he cares. And listen, we haven't seen that effort and we haven't seen that consistency and quality enough in the Manchester United shirt. And that would be the biggest disappointing factor for Marcus Rashford at the football club at the minute. Because, listen, yes, we can deal with a player having an off day or an off couple of games. But Rashford has had an off few seasons, and that simply isn't good enough. He says how much he loves Manchester United, how much he cares about the club, but he hasn't shown it enough in recent times. And that's probably why lots of Manchester United fans are becoming massively frustrated with him at the current moment at Manchester United, and really are fed up with Marcus Rashford at the football club. Now, for me, listen, Rashford's worth £60 million still. I think you look at what he's done. He scored over 400 appearances for the football club, trophies, England caps. But again, Manchester United will be looking to sell Marcus Rashford, and it's looking like the fact that he's been out of a Manchester derby squad, the fact that he's always like, he doesn't look like really bothered, the fact that the system doesn't suit him, it does feel like it is the end of Marcus Rashford at Manchester United, and his time is up at the football club. Very, very frustrating, because we thought he would be that player who would see everything and would bring glory to Manchester United, but he simply isn't good enough. And listen, we've got rid of other academy products before, whether that be McTominay. We literally seen him go in the summer. So, and yes, he didn't have the impact on the club that Rashford did, but a similar sort of profile there. Listen, let me know your thoughts. Would you sell Rashford? Is it the end of him at Manchester United? Because it's looking like it is, according to the reports coming out from various sources. So thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And yeah, man, that's the latest on Rashford. Some interesting stories. Manchester United will let him go due to his £365,000 wages to help settle the demands, and ultimately the demands need to be higher, the standards need to be higher. So thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Peace.